That's the bull we came in here for. That's a big bull. I just hope we can get around to him in time. Hi guys, Guy Eastman here in the Eastman's Gear Lab. Today we're going to talk about boots. In particular, the Zamberlin boot product. Most of you already probably know that the highest quality hunting and backpacking mountaineering boots all come out of Europe, and Zamberlin's no different. Zamberlin is an Italian boot company that has a very high quality product. One of the things you'll notice when you pick up a pair of Zamberlins is the workmanship. It is impeccable. Zamberlin has dozens of boot models available, and today we're just going to talk about two that I have experience with in particular. The Zamberlin 1014 Lynx is based off of one of their most popular boots, the Viaz, but this is the hunting version of that. It's a very good quality boot, built mostly for backcountry bow hunting. It's not super lightweight, but it's a mid-weight / lighter weight backcountry boot. So this boot is a boot that has a softer rubber sole, so you get a little bit quieter in the backcountry, but also it's firm enough to be able to handle a heavy load on your back if you're backpacking or packing out an elk or whatnot. So it's kind of an in-between, but it's a great choice for a backcountry bow hunter, whether you're hunting mule deer, elk, or even possibly sheep in not super rough terrain. You can see the upper is 2.4 millimeter nubuck leather. It does have the Zamberlin flex system so that the ankle section of the boot breaks away from the lower, as you can see right there, to flex real easy without getting a big bubble of the harder nubuck leather to give you a rubbing or blistering on your ankle. So that's a good feature. It also has a Gore-Tex membrane, so that it's real breathable and waterproof. I mean, it's a boot you could use here in Wyoming or Montana, say up until about the first week of October, weather-wise. The sole is a good hardy sole on it. It's a Vibram sole. It's got a little bit softer rubber, like I said, than most other boots. The lugs on it aren't quite as aggressive as a lot of heavier duty backcountry boots. So that's another way they save weight and make the rubber a little softer. It does have a shank inside of it so that you're gonna get a little more wear out of the sole. And one thing this boot does not have, and you've noticed it already I'm sure, is a rubber rand around it. So that will cut down a little bit on the durability of the boot, but it's going to be a little bit lighter and more flexible. You can see the hardware on here is very high quality, just like all the European boots are, riveted all the way through. I think at sportsmanswarehouse.com you can get this boot for about $350, maybe a little less, and they'll ship it free to the store for pickup. So you can save a little bit of money there. So a very, very high quality, handmade Italian product that definitely won't do you wrong in the backcountry. Now we're going to take a look at the RR GTX 980 Outfitters. This is the brand new, hot off the press offering from Zamberlin. This is the most technologically advanced boot Zamberlin has ever produced. It has some pretty significant improvements over the older version. One of the things they incorporated was an updated rand system. You can see the rand, when you look real close, it has a beveled edge and an improved rubber compound, which helps with expansion and contraction. It's more flexible, so when you get that boot wet, it expands, and then when it dries out, it contracts. And so that will help a lot with separation. When that thing contracts and dries out, it's less likely to separate from the rand like most boots tend to do. Also, it has the beveled edge, so there's less edge to catch on things, so you have less chipping and ripping on the edges around the rand. Another thing it has is a very technologically advanced and improved heel cup. One thing you'll always notice when you put your foot into a Zamberlin boot is the fit on the heel is probably one of the best of any high quality mountaineering boot I've ever worn. So that it eliminates when you're going downhill or on flat, harder ground, your heel will not slip back and forth. And so you end up with much less heel abrasion or blistering with these boots than you tend to other ones. You can see how well the back end of this boot is designed. It has a nice heel that sticks out. A lot of the other boots tend to just go straight up, and so this boot eliminates the lateral movement on your heel and the vertical up and down movement, which can tend to cause blistering. One of the other things is this has a proprietary Vibram sole, which was designed specifically for Zamberlin, and it has 2 rubber compounds in it. So it has a softer version in the center for cushioning, but the outer version is a harder rubber, so you're not going to lose your lugs off here. It's much stronger. The lugs are built on the toe for gripping going uphill on your toes, and the heel, the lugs are designed to eliminate slippage. The Outfitter GTX is a little bit firmer boot in the ankle area. It does not have the flex system that the Lynx does. The hardware is still high quality hardware. The leather is a 2.8 millimeter nubuck leather, so it's a little bit heavier duty than the Lynx, which has a 2.4 millimeter. Not much, but just a little bit heavier. It also has a Gore-Tex membrane. This is a type of boot, if you take care of it, treat it well, with some good waterproof treatment each year, before and after the fall, you're gonna last in this boot for probably 3 or 4 years at least. If you go to sportswarehouse.com or into the Sportsman's Warehouse store, you can get this boot for about $375. So it's a pretty economical boot for what you get. It's got a lot of quality, a lot of technology built into it for less than $400. It's a very good investment into your hunting arsenal. And this boot can handle a lot of rough backcountry and really heavy loads on your back. If you're going sheep hunting or you're going elk hunting, this is a must-have type boot. High-quality hunting boots are no different than a high-quality fly rod or high-quality optics. There's about 5 or 6 manufacturers on the market to look at, but each one is a little bit different, and it's important you look at the specifics of each one, and boots are even more specific in that you're looking also for the fit. I suggest you run down to a Sportsman's Warehouse and try a pair on if you're looking for a new pair of boots. Make sure the fit does you well, but I guarantee the quality and the durability of this boot is going to last you a long time.